What what is happening? Billy Cowell here. It's actually, wow, I didn't even think about it. Right off the bat, boom. So if you haven't had a chance to meet, my name is Billy Cowell, and this is my Fit Pro Life page, group, community, where I'm really just trying to bring together other fitness professionals to help them increase their impact, expand their outreach, and ultimately boost their income. All right, that's part of the game. If you have more of all three of those things, you're going to be able to have more outreach. And I really want to encourage people to brand themselves. I really want to encourage people to, get more into their niche. All right, I've been a fitness pro for 16 years. And one of the things that has worn me out at times is veering away from my niche. It's really great when someone says, hey, I want to train with you 3 times a week. I want to pay you a top dollar, but I am not your target audience. And it's like, boom, I want that check. But boom, 3 weeks later, or 3 months later, 3 years later, if that person doesn't serve you, it's really going to take away from you. And I want to encourage people that there is a way to really have a full service business that serves you. Powerful. So this is a quick little video that I wanted to pump out because I did this on another page that I had done, which wasn't specific to fitness professionals. It was just a broad stroke at the network marketing type people, and I was in business that I was doing last year. And listen, it's really interesting. What the aha moment I had right when I turned the camera on was that it was relevant to the actual message. So in 1900, all right, 90% of the United States were self-employed. 90% of the United States were self-employed. Now you could definitely say that they were like cavemen, but it was 100 years ago. They weren't cavemen, but they definitely did a lot of farming, a lot of their own building, a lot of their own stuff, and they were self-employed. Fast forward 100 years, fast forward 100 years, and the numbers have completely flipped, if not more so, in that 90% of American people are employed by someone else. What's interesting about our group as fitness professionals is a lot of us are not. A lot of us are independent, but then a lot of us work in the big box gyms, or in my case, teaching group exercise, which is kind of independent, but at the same time, I do work for an employer. If you flip back to 1900, you'll see that back then people didn't really go to school. I think the school system started somewhere around World War I, and it really started because wars required nations like the United States to funnel people into buildings, big, large brick buildings that required them to learn how to work together, required to teach them how to create textiles. And Sharon Jackson, good to see you. Not too many people jump on my group page yet, so I'm happy to have you on. But, back then, I'm just talking about the 90-90-80 rule, and you haven't missed anything. But people were shuffled into those big brick buildings where they were taught how to create textiles, ammunitions, all kinds of things. And that really was the roots of our common, today school system. So you fast forward that to where we are now. School system created a situation where people go to school, they learn how to work for someone else, and then they have, what we have is our society today. So entrepreneurs like us fitness pros, we have these numbers. I wrote them on the board here. And what does this mean? Well, the first number, I know it's backwards, but I can't figure that out. The first number is 90%. And what the 90% is how many first-time businesses fail. All right, and what was interesting is I said I had done this video once in another page that I had created, which didn't necessarily fail, but it wasn't serving me. So maybe you don't know what it looks like to have a business fail. Maybe you make green widgets and your color was just blue, and you had to get rid of the green business and go into the blue business because of your choice, not because you went out of business, but whatever it happens to be. But you were part of the 90% that failed. Now, a lot of fitness professionals might go off and be independent. They might start their own gym. They might do whatever it happens to be, and oftentimes they'll fail. Here's the key point, though. 90% of second-time businesses succeed. That's fun, all right? And I get this. I totally get it. Hey, Patty, what's happening? So what I got here is 90% of first-time businesses fail, 90% of second-time businesses succeed. But the key here is only 80% of people try again. So I was going to do a I was going to do a wellness conference with a girl named Cynthia. Maybe she'll see this video and shout out. And you know what? I had reached out to one of my mentors and said, I want to do this. It'd be really cool. I understand it's a significant investment of time and money, but you know, I want to do it. And he said, well, let me ask you a question. He brought this up. He says, are you willing to do more than one? I said, well, I just want to kind of try it out. He says, let me explain to you. The first one's probably going to be a terrible fail. So if you're not willing to be in for the long haul and do 2 or 3 of these little conferences, then you probably shouldn't do the first one. And I was like, over the next year, do I want to do 3 or 4 of these conferences? And I was like, probably not. Maybe it sounds cool, but you know, it's probably a couple thousands of dollars and a lot of time and, you know, getting things together. So it was a good example of, you know, the 90-90-80 rule. So let's say you have a business and you fail. I want to encourage you by this video to keep trying, all right? You're going to learn, you're going to get, people are going to steal from you, or people are going to take advantage of you. You know, if you're building a business or you're building a brick and mortar, you know, like someone's going to charge you way too much money, you're not going to know anything about it. But you do it the second time, you'll know all those stuff. You'll have made all those mistakes. You'll be one of the 2 out of 100 who 2 out of 10 who actually do it over and are successful. I mean, it's very likely that if you're a smart person, you'll probably fall in that 9 out of 10 category. So, you know, I want to encourage you to, if you're willing to do what is easy in life, you're probably going to have a rough life. That's just how it is. But if you're willing to do what's hard, then you're setting yourself up for an easy life. I hope this brought you some value today, and I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.